You know one thing that challenges me about King David? This guy was king, anointed king, chosen by God, oil on his head, destiny confirmed. He was king, and his literal job description was to conquer his enemies. But King David asked God before he made those moves. Before going to battle, he would say, should I go? Should I pursue them? Even when he knew that he could win, he still made it a habit to inquire from God. It's also funny that more often than not, God gave him a yes. God asked him to go, to pursue, to do what he was asking him. King David did not take the fact that God gave him a yes the last time as liberty for him to pursue this time. He didn't take it for granted that God more often than not would answer in the affirmative and assume that that will always be the default response. He just always asked. And I'll be honest, I don't ask God about many things that I should ask him. And it's not because I'm being rebellious or because I don't trust God and I trust myself. Honestly, many times it's because I forget to ask God, and I just have assumed this position that several things are my responsibility, which rightfully it is. Several things, the response is obvious. The action I should take is obvious. So, like, there's no need to ask God about this. Or several things I feel like they're too mundane to ask God about. But in King David's case, it seems like his default is to inquire from God, and the exception is when he trusts his own decision. Meanwhile, I'm doing the exact opposite of that. My default is to trust my intuition, trust the obvious decision, and then the exception is when I inquire from God. And I wonder how many other people are living their lives similar to how I'm living my life. I'm starting to learn that maybe it's not just about whether I can do it or even whether God has anointed me overall to do this thing, but it's more about, have I invited God into this particular situation, or whether I've made myself king over the things that I'm just a steward over. Because the truth is, we can't just assume that because he responded in a certain way previously, then it's the same response that he's going to give this time around. Even if we've been anointed to do the things that we're trying to get done, God may have a different plan for this particular scenario. And so I'm challenging us right now to think about the areas of our lives where we've not invited God in to, or we don't invite God in too often, and invite God into those spaces. And think about areas of our lives where we've also taken our gifting, our anointing for granted, and we've used that to overshadow God to actually give us leading and guidance.